A common question that I'm asked by clients is whether they own a share in their spouse's property, which is owned by their spouse in 100% shares. Now, if your spouse owns it in their sole name, we first need to check the land registry title to see whether you have any matrimonial homes rights registered in that. But a matrimonial homes right doesn't automatically mean that you acquire an interest in the property, nor does just marrying a spouse acquire a share in the property. What we firstly do is, when you're divorcing, look at the assets and consider what is matrimonial assets and not. Now, the court would take into account housing needs of both parties, and if there is a property owned in their sole name, it doesn't automatically mean that you have a right or a legal interest in the property if you're not on the land registry title. But what it does mean is that that property could be available for division within the divorce. So it's important, first of all, to get some legal advice, because everyone's circumstances are bespoke, and it depends if whether your spouse owned that property with somebody else or if they owned it as part of a trust. That could be more complex for the court to divide. And so, unfortunately, the answer isn't as straightforward as a yes or no, because we need to understand, is that property something that you lived in through the marriage? Do you have your own property as well in your sole name that you could take into account? It's all factors that the court will take into consideration as a whole, but the straight answer is, if your if your spouse owns the property in their sole name, then no, you don't have a legal right in that property. In summary, if your spouse does own their property 100% in their name and it's on the legal title, then unfortunately no, you don't own a legal interest in the property. However, it might be taken into consideration with divisional finances within the divorce proceedings. So it is very important that you do get some legal advice, because everyone's situation is different and bespoke to their individual circumstances.